Greetings and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. We're back with another Shadow Era Team Trees video. You know, I can't say enough how important it is to replace the trees that are lost. 3 trillion trees cut down since humans began expansion, as I mentioned in the last video. That can't happen when you're not replacing those 3 trillion trees. So I do the same thing here, okay? I replace the trees that I cut down in my place. So let me show you an example of that. An image above, right about here, you'll see 5 years ago, this was how the front of my little shed in the backyard looked, okay? There's a little tree there, kind of sticking out of the ground there. One of the like bush trees, I think is what they're called. But it was really in the way, okay? And because it was growing like through the shed, okay? I don't know why it was there previously. Was it planted there? Did they just build around it? So I got rid of it, okay? So now I'm going to take you outside to see how it looks today and what I did. So this is actually my shed now. There is sadly no more tree here. Feels very sad. But we did not let that go unreplaced. We do not cut down a tree without replacing it with a new tree. So what I did when I bought this house 5 years ago, I bought a tree that was about chest high. It was a little more than basically a stick in the ground. And 5 years later, let's see how that tree looks now. Look at that. That's the tree right here. Goes up. You can see the branches going up and up and up. Look at all these leaves. A very, very happy tree. You can see here that this is actually a bit off the ground here. The soil's very fertile, and I added even extra fertilizer on top of that when I planted it to make sure that it grew without any problem. I actually think my stabilizing stick is still in there. Let's take a look. Yes, there it is. I think it broke off on its own. It was just a little piece of string holding it. That's why I like using the strings, because branches get big enough and they just break the string off. Pretty easy. So replacing trees that we cut or we burn is very important. But naturally occurring wildfires, it turns out, can actually be good for the forest, and many forests actually thrive from this. Now let me show you what I mean. Okay, so certain trees, particularly the longleaf pine and I think the other one's lodge pine trees, both of them actually thrive around naturally occurring wildfires. And I have the 2 videos in the description below that you can watch, and they'll go and explain how naturally occurring wildfires actually help these trees thrive and help animals and vegetation and the rest of nature thrive around them, which means that fire can actually sometimes be an ally to the forest, which means in this Shadow Era video we're doing straight up fire themed decks. We have to win with it, meaning we're controlling the fire. We'll make sure it doesn't spread out of control and destroy the forests all around. We want to control it so that it doesn't destroy everything around. Okay, so let's switch right here to my Shadow Era view. And as you can see, I chose to use Majiya for this, which shouldn't really be a big surprise. Okay, so I got Fate Breaker for my 2-turn ally. This guy's particularly good against warriors, especially, making sure that they can't attach crippling blows to the kind of allies that they want to attach to, like my Flame Spitter. It's also good against Hunter decks, because if they try to place a Gambit on an ally while the Fate Breaker is alive, the Gambit's destroyed, then they'll get a new draw. Grimghast. This is actually one of my favorite Shadow allies to use. He's a reverse Alden, basically. The reason why Alden's seen is better, because he can control when you want to get some burst damage out. He can kind of set you over the edge. Grimghast, I feel, is good, because Shadow often lack control options. So Grimgas actually gives them that control option. It's basically a book of curses attached to an ally for Shadow, which I think is actually pretty good to have. Devour I have in here, another fire damage ally, and has the effect of when he's discarded from play, does fire damage to opposing ally, and that's why we have Cultist in here. This is our extra draw here, and we ideally target it on a Devourer. My other ally, another ally I actually like for Shadow, I think is underrated, is a Flame Spitter. 1, basically +2, so he is a 3/4, but he has this 2 fire damage that allies and heroes get when they enter combat with him, which actually means he's actually pretty good defensively, going second, especially if you're playing an ally deck that's using a human deck, that's using Laerian Knight, because if the Knight tries to attack the Flame Splitter, it's just going to die. So this guy should, if a Knight is considered as strong as it is, this should basically be a staple for Shadow ally decks right now, I think. But you're not really seeing it a lot. So ideally, if I was making a generic Shadow ally deck, the more I've been playing with cards lately, I think I probably would go Flame Spitter, Grimghast, and Deathmage Thaddeus for my 3-cost allies in general. And of course, we have our big boy Infernus. It'll buff Majiya's ability by 1 on opposing allies. It'll also buff the damage from my other allies that have fire damage. It'll buff Supernova on opposing allies, Fireball, you name it. Alright, just really good. Speaking of Fireball, there it is. Isn't that beautiful? Transmog Curse, this is still a fatty era. Even when you see more Ellie being played now in QM2, so that makes Transmog even better. Same reason for Shadow Bolt. Shadow Bolt just does so much damage. Gives you extra Shadow energy so they can use that for more Majiya abilities. Yeah, if you want to go full Fire Meme, you could go Meteor Shower, but this is just so good. This is too good to ignore for a mage deck. And because Majiya's ability is doing fire damage, and this lets you use your ability more often, I don't think it's that much of a cheat to use it. So we have it in here, okay? And of course, we have a few Supernova in here. This is really good as a finishing tool. I don't often like to use it to clear waves. That's why I normally like sack one early. Because if you have to use it to clear wave because you were behind early, you're just going to be even further behind on your health, and you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So you try to actually use it when it's advantageous for you to use it, rather than defensively. Which means having something like Grimghast is going to let you be able to do stuff like that. Then we have Tech, Leyline Nexus, and of course draw Flameforge Gauntlets. This is actually really good too against weapon heroes. Heroes like Gwen, Dark Claw, like go right for your face, because that's 6 durability there. So if they're attacking 1 at a time, you're negating 6 damage each time with Gauntlets. Ideally use it for draw, but again, you have Shadow Bolt in here that's giving you even more draw from your ability. So I think this should be a pretty stable deck. Meteor Shower sleeves. We don't have Meteor Shower in the deck. We have the sleeves. And of course our Supernova playmat. So let's just hop right in there. You'll probably see some history of me using it before if I wouldn't, because I was practicing with it. So now hopping right in here. Getting to our first game. Controlling the fire. We have Jericho up first. From gaining too much health, we can start dropping some Novas. Because we're starting to use up our deck here. He's still got some deck left. I think we can force out a Nova. I mean, a wave. See if we can get him to drop a tidal wave. He's got to have drawn it by now. Yeah. No tidal wave. Ooh. You're gonna take some damage here, buddy. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna take some damage, man. I'm gonna kill you anyway, but you know what? I want to save the ability just in case. Okay. Let's. All right. You know what? We're gonna make you. We're gonna give you no choice but to wave, man. Ooh, 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 ooh. Feels smooth. Feels smooth. I think we're controlling this fire, guys. This fire looks well in hand. Not gonna do it, my man. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Did you leave? Because I can't chat with you. You know what? You probably disabled chat, didn't you? Why you guys get disabled chat? Another game. Now it's time for the Rothams. We're ready. We're ready for you, my man. That's a big Rotham deck you got there. Be a shame if this fire was controlled. Let's see. Let's see. Show me that. When an opposing ally is killed. Okay, so if I Nova, I'll bring it back up to 14. So we're not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to get rid of this here. If we have another fireball, we can win this. Okay, so I'm not going to put you down. Instead, we are going to do that. I'm going to put down the Devourer, and we're going to put down Grimghast. You get more here. Here we go. This should do it now. This should do it. I think we killed the Grimghast this time. There you go. Okay. Alright. GG. Hashtag Team Trees. Do and oh, baby. So you can see I practiced some games earlier. Yeah, I narrowed it down to this list. So let's do one more. I think we'll do one more. One more, baby. Ooh, Zal. 40 card Zal. That's what I like to see. See some real decks. I should lose. By the way, Zal's really favored in this in the mage matchups. Even with the new Soul Reaper, he's still really favored. Okay. If he doesn't have a font or Soul Reaper, this game is going to be over. And we'll go 3-0 with our fire deck here. Ooh, these fires are going very nicely. Ooh. Aww. GG, save the trees. GG. Team Trees. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. 3-0. Love it. Love it. Alright, you guys. 3-0 with the Fire Mage deck. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check description for the Fire Mage deck code if you want to try it out. And I will see you guys next time.